Millions of people are injecting GLP-1 drugs every single week. Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy. And the weight loss results are real. I won't deny that. But as a medical professional, there is something happening inside your body on these drugs that almost nobody is talking about. And today, I need to show you the biological cost, at the cellular level, of what these medications are actually doing. By the end of this video, you will never look at these drugs the same way again. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. It's a hormone your body naturally produces, primarily in the gut in response to eating. Its job is simple. Tell your pancreas to release insulin, slow down your digestion, and signal your brain that you're full. When pharmaceutical companies discovered they could synthetically mimic and supercharge this hormone, they created a new class of drugs, GLP-1 receptor agonists. Semaglutide, sold as Ozempic and Wegovy, tirzepatide, sold as Mounjaro and Zepbound. The weight loss was dramatic. The demand exploded. But here's what the headlines left out. Let's go organ by organ, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. GLP-1 receptors exist in your brain, specifically in the hypothalamus and brainstem. When you flood those receptors with a synthetic hormone many times more potent than what your body naturally produces, you are not just suppressing appetite. You may be affecting how your brain processes reward and craving. Early studies suggest that patients on semaglutide report reduced interest, not just in food, but in alcohol, nicotine, and other compulsive behaviors. Researchers are still working out exactly why, but that reward system crossover is not a side benefit the drug companies are advertising. It's a signal that these medications are doing more than we thought. On the surface, GLP-1 drugs appear cardioprotective. And for diabetic patients, certain studies do show reduced cardiovascular events. But here's what they don't tell you. These drugs elevate resting heart rate, on average 2 to 4 beats per minute. That may sound trivial, but over years, chronically elevated heart rate is an independent risk factor for cardiac stress. This is the one that should get your attention. When people lose weight rapidly on GLP-1s, up to 40% of that weight loss is not fat. It's muscle. This is called sarcopenic obesity. You lose the metabolic engine that keeps you strong. And bone density often follows muscle loss. We may be looking at a future wave of fractures and metabolic issues in people who went on these drugs young. Your gut is not just a tube that processes food. It's the largest immune organ in your body. It houses 70% of your immune system and produces more neurotransmitters than your brain. GLP-1 drugs dramatically slow gastric emptying. Food sits in your stomach for hours longer than it should. And while that creates a feeling of fullness, it can also cause gastroparesis, severe delayed gastric emptying, and in some cases, symptoms that persist even after stopping the drug. Bacterial overgrowth, because slow-moving food ferments. Aspiration risk. Undigested food in the stomach during surgery has led to serious complications on operating tables. And pancreatitis, inflammation of the pancreas, a documented side effect now appearing in post-market surveillance at concerning rates. The FDA added a warning, but it's buried in the fine print of a drug that's been prescribed to over 12 million Americans. In every single animal study, GLP-1 receptor agonists cause thyroid C-cell tumors. Every single one. Now, the pharmaceutical companies will tell you that human C-cells have fewer GLP-1 receptors than rodent C-cells, so the risk may not translate. And they may be right, but we have never had a drug used by this many humans for this long that caused tumors in every animal model tested. What's the human data showing? We don't know yet. These drugs have only been in widespread use for roughly 5 to 9 years. Thyroid cancer can take 10 to 20 years to develop. We are running one of the largest uncontrolled biological experiments in modern medical history. Here's the part that the drug companies absolutely do not want trending on YouTube. When you stop taking GLP-1s, the weight often comes back. On average, about 2/3 of lost weight returns within 1 year. But it doesn't come back the same way it left. Because you lost muscle during the weight loss phase, the weight that returns is primarily fat. You can end up in a worse metabolic position than when you started. Higher body fat percentage, lower muscle mass, slower metabolism, and, crucially, a brain that has been recalibrated to a new hunger baseline that can now feel louder than ever. This is not just a drug. This is a subscription, and your biology is the payment plan. I want to be clear. For certain patients, GLP-1 drugs are genuinely life-changing, and in some cases, life-saving. severe obesity with comorbidities, type 2 diabetes, high cardiovascular risk. The benefit to risk ratio for those patients is real, but that is not everyone taking these drugs today. Influencers are taking them to drop 15 pounds for summer. Teenagers are taking them. People with healthy BMIs are taking them. And we are injecting a powerful neuroendocrine hormone into bodies that may not need it. And we will not know the full long-term consequences for another decade. Here's the good news. And yes, there is good news. Your body makes GLP-1 naturally, and you can significantly amplify that natural production without a single injection. Protein-rich meals spike GLP-1. Fiber, especially soluble fiber from oats, legumes, and vegetables, dramatically increases GLP-1 secretion. Cold exposure has been shown to activate GLP-1 pathways, and intermittent fasting can improve GLP-1 receptor sensitivity. You have a GLP-1 system. The question is whether you want to hijack it or optimize it. The biological cost of GLP-1 drugs is real. It's documented, and it's being drowned out by billions of dollars in pharmaceutical marketing. I'm not telling you not to take them. I'm telling you to go in with your eyes open. Talk to your doctor, not a telehealth app. Get baseline labs, resistance train, eat protein, and understand that your body is not a problem to be solved with a weekly injection. If this video gave you something to think about, share it with someone who's considering these drugs. They deserve to know the full picture. I'll see you in the next one.